Hi guys, welcome to session 2 of your 0 to 5k course. I hope that you had a really good session 1. I'd love to hear about it. Please do write in the comments below and let me know how it went. Feedback is greatly appreciated because it's the first time that I'm actually putting this course online. I've never done it before. I've done this course many times with groups of women and we've had loads of success, but the first time online, so your feedback is going to be really gratefully received. So onwards with session 2 today. It's called Breaking the Loop. Please do remember to get your warm-up in, your warm-up dynamic stretches and your squats. I'm going to put the info from week 1 into this video now just for ease, so you don't have to keep going back upwards and forwards to the videos. I'm also going to put the stretches at the end of the session from week 1. I'll put that into this video as well, just to make it a little bit easier for you. Please do make sure that you get your warm-up in. It's going to be really important and it's actually part of the session, so it's getting your heart rate elevated and you're going to need that as part of your session. If you're the kind of person that likes to take water with you on the runs but you don't like carrying it, this is a perfect one to bring it to, because you're going to be on a loop and you're going to be going backwards and forwards to the starting point, so you can just put your water down and keep it there ready. This is also a really good session to do if you've got your kids with you or if you've got your dog with you, because if you can go to a park you can leave them playing and you can run round and keep an eye on them the whole time. So onwards with Breaking the Loop, I need you to find a block or a path round a park, something that's around about 350 to 500 meters long. So you found your loop, you found your park, let's go and do the session and I'll show you how to do it now. So we're going to start off with some squats, pushing your bottom backwards with a nice flat back. It's as if you're sitting back into a seat, your feet are shoulder width apart. You can either raise your arms out in front like I'm doing here, or before I was demonstrating holding your hands together as in more of a goblet style, as you can see here. So your knees are just going to end up around about over the tops of your toes. Aim to do around about 10 of these. And then into a dynamic stretch. This is to stretch out your quadricep muscles at the fronts of your thighs. So we're just lifting up our feet and kicking up towards our bottom. Do this for around about 30 seconds. Same with high knees, using your opposite arm and opposite leg, raising your knee to stretch out your hamstrings. So we're working on stretching out the backs of your legs now. It's also good for working your balance. This is a fantastic stretch for your hip. We're opening out our hips, so it's just a leg swing. Hold a wall or something for support and just allowing your leg to swing like a pendulum. Do both sides for around about 30 to 60 seconds. Try not to force the leg, just allow a natural swing, keeping your back as straight as you can while you do this. So this one almost looks like a little crab walk. So you're in a very slight squat and you're just doing little steps to the side, around about 10 each side. Okay, I just want to show you the gentle jogging motion you're going to go to with a nice straight back. Standing nice and tall, and you're going to be pulling your arms behind you as you run. Just exaggerating the arm movement here. You can see my elbows are in a right angle and I'm using the backspace as opposed to pushing my arms forwards, as you sometimes see people do, which looks a little bit strange. So really use that backspace behind your body, so pulling back on your arms, that's going to drive your body forward. Try not to bring your arms across your body like you see here. That's just wasted energy. So we're looking for a nice tall posture when we're running. So a little way of doing this is making sure that we bend from the ankles to keep our back nice and straight. So that's a nice little drill. This is to stop you from having a bend in your back when you run. Now have a little look at this. Can you see the bend in the hips when I'm running here? This is what some people do. You'll see this, it's quite common. Or another one that you'll see that's quite common is sitting back on the hips and leading with the knees. So I'm kind of exaggerating these, but you will see people running like this. These are things to try and avoid. Don't lead with the knees there. You're aiming to run tall and nice and relaxed, just like in this shot here. Okay, so I'm actually taking Chase with me today. There he is, just to show you that you can actually do this session with dogs and kids, as I said. Well, all depending on their patience level and ability to entertain themselves, of course. please do take your time with doing a good 10 to 15 minutes warm-up. So you can use that just brisk walking, doing all of your dynamic stretches. Make sure that you're properly warmed through before you get into the running today. Okay, so here I am at my local park, just a standard park as you can see. Now there's a loop, a path that goes all the way around this park, and it's actually 335 metres. So I'm going to use this one today, so it's a little bit less than what I said, but it's just local to my house, so it's a really good place to use. I've got a few others as well. One's 400 metres and another is about 500 metres, as I said. So you can use any of them, it doesn't really matter. So as the session name suggests, breaking the loop, we're going to be doing a loop of run walk, or you can run the whole thing if you think you can without wearing yourself out. I don't want you to worry, I just want you to go at your very own easy pace. So this is an easy pace. As I said last week, you can jog or run at a brisk walking pace if you want to. I would rather that you go super slow and more continuously than going out too fast and finding that by the second half of the session that you've just got no energy left to complete the session. So do go slowly, speed will come later. At the moment we're trying to develop consistency and going in that jogging motion. So I'm going to find myself a starting point. As you can see here, I've got a nice line. I've got a 300 metre marker point here, so I'm actually just going to use this as my starting point. So I'm going to set off on a nice easy running motion, so I'm not pushing myself too hard. You've got to remember you've only just started, so I don't want this to feel too difficult. And I'm finding a marker in the distance, and it's going to be the next bench, and then I'm going to start walking again. I'm actually just going to stop slightly shy of the bench because there's some people sat on it. Right, so somebody brought a football to the park, so now I've had to put my dog on the lead. So I'm still doing the session, and Chase is on the lead. So I'm just keeping it nice and steady all the way around for the entire loop. Okay, so I've made it back to the beginning of my loop. There I am. So that's one loop done. Now what I want you to do, I want you to just have a little rest for around about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. That's it, just standing around. You can do a few heel flicks, a few high knees, just anything to ease off the muscles if you're starting to feel a little bit stiff, or if you don't want to be standing completely still, that's absolutely fine. Now, hopefully you've taken that nice and easy. Now you might have jog walked it, or you might have continuously run slowly around the entire loop. Whichever way you've handled it, that's absolutely fine, because you're all going to have completely different starting points. As beginners, some of us find it naturally a little bit easier to keep going, and others need a few more walking breaks. That's absolutely fine too. Okay, the important thing is that you do not feel completely finished off by the time that you've done this first loop. Now I'm going to ask you to have your break, and then you're going to repeat that process. So this is breaking the loop, so we're not just going continuously, you're having a little break, and I want you to repeat it 5 to 6 times. It depends how big your loop is, and it depends how you're feeling. I'm going to leave that completely up to you. 5 to 6 times. So I'm going to finish off my session now, and I'm going to see you at the end. Okay, well done. Okay, that's the end of my session. Feeling good, nice and sunny, that always helps. So I'm just having a bit of a walking recovery now on the same loop. You could do your walking recovery at home, but I'm just using the time that I've got here at the park, and it's quite quiet at the moment, so I'm just using this time to have a warm down now, and I'm probably going to do my stretches on the way home. I like to intermittently hold on to a tree or hold on to a fence and do my stretches as I walk home, so that by the time I've got home I'm actually fully warmed down and stretched, so I can just relax when I get in. It's also a good way of not forgetting to do your stretches, which are really important.
Okay, so we're starting off with a quad stretch. All you have to do here is raise one leg back, holding onto your foot, keeping your knees together. You're just stretching out the front upper part of your thigh. You can hold on to something for stability if you want to, holding each stretch for roughly 10 to 15 seconds. So here we have a calf stretch, both feet facing forward, your front knee is bent, your back leg is straight, and you're driving your heel in towards the ground. Going into a hamstring stretch, lifting your hips up, your back knee is bent, your front leg is straight with both feet facing forward. You can lift up your front toe to increase the stretch. So the upper part of the leg that is straight, at the back of that leg, that's where you're going to be feeling the stretch. You might feel it just behind the knee. You can alternatively use a wall like I like to use here. Okay, so we're going into an adductor stretch here, both feet facing forward, nice wide stance, leaning in one side. You should be feeling this in towards the groin area on the inside of your upper legs. If you've got tight hips, you might find that you need to tip your toe outwards slightly and do exactly the same movement. If you've got something nice and stable to hold on to, like a wall, you can just bend one knee, cross over your leg and just push down on the other knee that's raised over your leg. That should get you a nice glute stretch, so that's in your bottom muscle there. Alternatively, you can't see this overly well, sorry about the camera angle, you can hook your leg up onto a wall. I like to finish off the exercises with this simple back stretch where you just round your back, tuck your head in underneath, cross your arms over your legs, and then just allow your arms to hang towards the end, and then as you come up nice and slowly.
Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed session 2. This week I want you to go out. You do have a homework run, so in around about 2, 3 or 4 days time, I want you to go out and run for 12 to 14 minutes at your very own pace. You can use the same lamppost to lamppost system, or you can come to the park again and do something similar, but I want it to be, rather than having the breaks that we've had today, I just want you to find a nice consistent pace and jog, walk, nice and easy from beginning to end, 12 to 14 minutes. Write it down in your diary. Try not to attach it on either side of these main sessions that we're doing, so not the day before and not the day after. Enjoy it and write in the comments how you found this session today. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you loved it, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I can't even say subscribe. That's how I feel at the end of a session. So it really helps out the channel, helps me know what's working, what's not working. Please give me your feedback. And thanks for joining in, and please do spread the word. Anybody can join in at any time, so if you're liking it, if you're finding it useful, please do share the video with somebody else who you think might benefit.